How did I pass my civil PE exam? First of all, I have to thank everyone who reached out to me saying that my previous FE prep video was of great help to them, and I'm glad to be of help to you guys. And I'm also glad to announce that I just passed the PE exam too last week, and I'm really happy about it. And I'd like to share my preparation tips with all of you, just like I did for my FE exam. Now, first thing you have to do, you have to enroll in a course. Now, you might feel a little demotivated that, oh, these courses are so expensive. What am I gonna do? I don't want to do that. But believe me, I've seen people who just studied the handbook and some other books as well, and it did not go well for them. And there is reason why, because the handbook itself has so many things on it. You have no idea what you'll be facing in the exam. So think of it as an investment because you'll be earning a lot more money when you get your PE certification. So it'll be easily balanced out. So definitely enroll in a course. I started with School of PE, and a coworker of mine, she also took the EET. And we used to share our experiences on that, and I was able to see both of them. And I would say EET is what people say. It's very good. Dr. Nazrul is an awesome instructor for the water part. But I would say School of PE gives you an overall package compared to EET. And I'd say their one is much better if you think about the whole package, whereas EET is more helpful in the water part. This is how the School of PE on-demand course looks. You can see they have the PDFs here, and then you will get the videos here as well. And you look through all the videos and they have their problems as well. Whereas for EET, they have section by section, and each section have subsections with different videos along with the problems later on the quiz on the left. One good part about the School of PE is their question banks, where you can select what topic you want to test yourself on, and you can also do these options to skip that you have already attempted before. This one is very similar to the FE one we did, is the Prep FE, which I really loved, and you can do your title and you can record them. EET does not have that, but what they do, they have multiple practice exams which are very thorough and they really help you prepare ahead. Now, for study materials, two things only: the videos in the courses you're enrolled in and the handbook. That's it. I didn't go for any separate books or whatever. EET, I've heard, gives you a binder, so yes, that's also part of your resource if you are in EET. But for School of PE, we usually got a set of PDFs on the portal. You can download it or you can view it online, and definitely the handbook. After enrolling to the course, familiarize yourself with the specs. See what you're gonna face and how you're gonna tackle every topic one by one. Which do you feel more comfortable with? Which you do want to do later, and highlight as it is and add notes as you please. This will help you keep track on your preparation, definitely. Now, how did I approach every day? It was very straightforward. I would click on the topic, start with the video. The video goes on, the instructor will talk about that topic, will familiarize you with the concept, and then in the middle of the concept, he or she will show you a example problem. I will pause on that video on that time, and I would try to solve that problem on my own, just to see where I stand on the concept. And then I would resume the video again, and he will do the math as well. That's how the videos go. The video talks about the concept, shows the problem, and then shows the way to do the problem. But I feel like when I paused the video to do the problem on my own, it got me a good grasp of what I've just learned. And then fast forward, the video will finish. If it's in 2-part, 3-part, you have to go to the next part. And after the whole concept video is finished, there will be workshop problems or like quizzes. So I would do those quizzes as well. Let's say I finished the package videos of the concept. Let's say for project planning, I'm done with quantity takeoff, cost estimating, project schedules, and whatever. I would do like a group section exam, like a quiz for those topic bunch only, just to see where I stand. I will go back to the videos as if to see where I missed, and then move forward with the next topic. Now, one important tip: do not use the AI. You'd feel the urge to like, oh, I don't understand how this problem is this answer, blah blah blah. Let me ask ChatGPT. No, they do not know these problems to how to solve them. I've tried multiple times. I've even tried DeepSeek on the mix. DeepSeek gives me one answer, whereas ChatGPT gives me another, so it will confuse you even more. The only thing ChatGPT was good at telling me is what to eat and bring for peak performance. Wow. And in fact, if you tell him what cereals or what foods you have at your house right now, it will prepare a meal plan for you and what to even bring on the exam, which is pretty cool, but that's it. Also, while doing the problems or even watching the video, the instructor will tell you hints and tips and hacks that you will need to remember, or you need to have it embedded in your mind, just to see whenever you see a problem on that sort, you would know what I'm looking at and what I need to go on the handbook. And this is where I used to make notes on my handbook all the time. You'd say this is for strict footing, so I highlighted that. And then little notes that are not explicitly said in the handbook, but you need to keep in mind while doing these problems. And also, I kept a clean copy of the handbook, which I used during full set exam, just to get the idea how I perform during the exam without my notes. Now, people would say noting on a handbook is a bad idea. In fact, I've made a Reddit post about it and I've had mixed reviews on it, but it was my style. If you feel like you want to take your notes on a notebook, that also works for me. I'm more of like a PDF kind of guy, so my go-to is my Control F and whatever. So whatever you do, but yeah, to me it helped to understand the handbook more, which is definitely a goal. Summarizing this process: video, sample problem, quiz problems, group test, noting on handbook, you'll reach the end of the preparation stage, is the when you can tell that I have watched all the videos, done problems on all the topics that's on the spec. Now, the next thing you want to do a full set exam. EET has their 3 or 4 simulation exam sets, whereas School of PE has their question bank. Do multiple tests. Take a day off from your work, 2 days, 3 days, whatever helps for you. Do the exams and see where do you stand on the scores. Now, here is another thing. These tests, these simulation exams, they're purposefully made, tweaked a little harder so that you are prepared for the aptitude. So if you feel demotivated after scoring, let's say 65% on test, don't. In fact, I scored 62, 63, 64. I barely touched 70% on the simulation exams, which was scary for me too, because I've seen that 70% is like a thumb rule of benchmark. If you go below, you might miss the exam. But after the simulation exams, I did the NCEA sample exam as well. This is another thing I definitely recommend everyone to buy along with their exam, because this sample exam shows you how the actual exam will be when you take the test. Now, back to the exam story. When I did that exam, guess how much I scored? It was around 85%, which is way better than the sim exams, which proved that the simulation exams were purposefully tweaked to challenge you a little bit. Now, at this point, you're ready for your exam, but you have to schedule it way before. I would say 3 months is a good time frame based on how much you prepare, and there is always an option to reschedule. In fact, I rescheduled it 3 times, which was very indecisive of me, but well, everyone is built different. Now, you might feel the urge to move the exam closer than your actual scheduled date, which is very valid, but you need to know when. My recommendation would be when you have the feeling that no matter what problem you look at, you know what it is about, what formula to put there, and how to tackle it, you can make it closer. And in fact, if you're scoring a constant 65, 67% on the exams, or even a little bit quizzes, you can move it. You can move it to a week, maybe the next day. I don't know, it depends on your preparation, but make sure you do the full exams before you plan the reschedules. Now, this was all about the preparation part, a little about the exam day and what happens in the exam. First of all, you have enough time, plenty of time. This 8 hour seems huge, and it is huge, but it's way enough for the 80 questions. The 4 hours for the first 42 and the 4 hours for the last 38. Yes, you'd think it's 40-40, but it's actually 42 and 38. I don't know what's the math there, but I'm fine with it. So yes, the time is enough. It's way more time than you'd think. So you can do 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass. You can revisit all the question from back to the front, and we'll still have a few minutes remaining. So do not feel running, do not feel rushed. Take your time, go through the questions. And what you want to do is to try the false positives. For instance, if there is a horizontal curve problem and you have to find the PT point from the PC, you would instantly remember that you need to add the arc length, not the chord length, because that's where people make the mistake. So the wrong options will be there as well. So if you have time, test those out. If not, don't feel pressured. Just go for it. For water exams, how I faced is the first session, the morning session, was mixed of everything: hydraulics, hydrology, soil mechanics, project planning, and everything. Whereas the afternoon session was heavy wastewater and heavy project site work. And finally, after you are done with the exam, you're out of the center, quickly note down what questions you faced in the exam. Now, you might think, why? There are 2 reasons. First of all, let's hope not, but if you unfortunately miss out on that exam, you know what you faced and you know what you are struggling with. Work on those. That's about it, folks. Good luck with your exam. I know you can crack it. And just remember, dedication and perseverance is the key. And after you get the PE, thank me for your raise. Ciao.